Hello, good morning, my dear students. So, here some important biology, NEET and CET multiple choice questions I would like to discuss, especially in this session. So, in the previous sessions, in previous videos, so we are already discussed about the chapter number 1, that is living world. So, today I would like to move another chapter, that is chapter number 2, biological classification. So, here this biological classification, in that biological classification, NEET oriented, like some multiple choice questions, and also CET related, some multiple choices, and also important questions I would like to discuss in front of you all in the today's session. So I'd like to move on questions. So this is a first question. So here the question has given, which of the following characteristics, which of the following characteristics is or used by Whittaker for the classification of the organism, right? So which of the following characters means what kind of characters will be considered during the time of classification of the organisms in 5 kingdom of classification by R.H. Whittaker. So that they asked here. So while we are going to see about this particular R.H. Whittaker, first we will come to know about the R.H. Whittaker. So what they had did here. So now I would like to see the solution of this question. Okay, solution for this question. Okay, see R.H. Whittaker. R.H. Whittaker is one of the taxonomists in the year 1969. He proposed 5 kingdom of classification. 5 kingdom of classification. As we all know that classification, he made one classification, that is nothing but a 5 kingdom of classification. So for the sake of reference purpose, just I told you. So R.H. Whittaker in the year 1969. So he was a proposer of 5 kingdom of classification. So next, on what characters he will be considered. So usually the R.H. Whittaker will be classified 5 kingdom of classification. In that 5 kingdom of classification, he will be taken some important peculiar characters, means some of the characters they will be considered during the time of classification, his classification. So what are the characters they have taken here? On what basis they are classified? So in we are going to in previous sessions we are already discussed about this particular one, the phylogenetic relationship and also some other relations, some other classifications, so 2 kingdom of classification, 3 kingdom of classification in that. So different characters they will be considered during the time of their classification of the organisms. So even though in this R.H. Whittaker is also considered some kind of characters, what are the characters which he will be considered during the time of their classification? What are the characters he will be considered? So see here. So mainly he is concentrated on cell structure. Based on the cell structure also, he made the classification. First one is cell structure, right? So next one, thallus organization, is considered thallus organization. How it will be organized? Organization. How it will be organization? Cell structure. What? How the cell structure will be there? So on that basis also he made the classification. Next, organization. How it is organized? So next, mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition. So how the nutrition will be getting, even though the mode of nutrition, on that basis also he made classification. Next, based on the character of reproduction. Reproduction is also one of the character. So next, whether it is a asexual type of reproduction or the sexual type of reproduction, based on that they made classification. Next, phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship. So on that basis also he made classification. So these are all the characters will be included during the time of their classification. So that is R.H. Whittaker made the classification by the considering of these characters. Okay. So here, so now we shall see the different options what they have given here. Mode of nutrition. Here the mode of nutrition is there. So for that reason this is also correct. Next, thallus organization. Here the thallus organization is there. For that reason thallus organization is also correct option for this question. Next, phylogenetic relationship. Even this phylogenetic relationship is also correct for this question. Okay, this is also correct. So for that reason, so finally I am giving conclusion for this question. So R.H. Whittaker will be considering all these characters. So in order to that, they have three options. Among three options, almost all the options are considering, especially in R.H. Whittaker classification. So the correct option is to be a D. All of the above is a correct option for this question. Okay. So this is a correct option for this question. Okay. So I'd like to move on next slide. So this is a second question. Okay. See. So here, organisms of which of the following kingdom do not have a nuclear membrane? So means what they are indirectly asking here. So in which organisms of which of the following kingdom is not having a nuclear membrane? Means what they are asking indirectly, in which kingdom do not having a nuclear membrane? So they are mentioned four options, right? The Protista, fungi, Monera, and plant. So among those things, we need to choose any one. So which of the following is not having a nuclear membrane? Do not have the nuclear membrane. We need to choose the correct option among those options. Okay. So here you can see the Protista, fungi, Monera, and plant. So in five kingdom of classification, first one is Monera, Protista. So next to Plantae, Animalia, and also fungi. These are all the some important classifications. Means some important kingdoms which are there, especially in that particular one. So among those things, they have given here very clearly. So now we shall see the solution of this question. Okay, now I would like to move the solving of this question. Okay, Monera. So do not having a nuclear membrane means it will tells whether it is a prokaryotic or eukaryotic. It is nothing but a prokaryotic one. Prokaryotic, right? So do not having a nuclear membrane means which we are going to consider as a prokaryotic. Pro means first formed nuclei. Okay, first formed. Okay, carry-on means nuclei. Carry-on means nuclei. Okay, So here the prokaryotic means absence of true nuclear membrane. The organism, the nucleus which is not having a, not having any, not having a, having a true nuclear membrane. True nuclear membrane. Membrane. The type of organisms we are going to call it as prokaryotic organisms. Then what about eukaryotic organisms? So eukaryon means, eu means true. The presence of true nuclear membrane. Okay. Karyon means nuclei. Karyon means nuclei. Okay. So here presence of true nuclear membrane. Presence of true nuclear membrane is called eukaryotes. Okay. So this is very most important amount. We have to see this one and also this one. Do not having any true nuclear membrane, that we are going to call it as, that is nothing but a prokaryotic in nature. The presence of true nuclear membrane, that we are going to call it as, that is nothing but eukaryotic. That is eukaryotic organisms. You have to remember. So now I would like to see the prokaryotic. Do not having a prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means it is directly included, especially in this particular monerans. Okay. So in the protista will be having a eukaryotic in nature. Okay. This is nothing but eukaryotic. Eukaryotic, right? So here usually they are having a prokaryotic. Okay. So here also eukaryotic. So here also eukaryotic in nature will be present. So now I would like to explain why it is a Monera is a prokaryotic in nature. Monera is a group of prokaryote. It is a group of prokaryote. It is nothing but one of the group of prokaryotic, because of the monerans will be included, especially in this prokaryotic organisms. They have basically unicellular. Most of you all know that. So it is basically unicellular. Unicellular means the organism which are made up of only the single cell. The organisms which are made up of a single cell means the whole body is completely made up of a single cell. The type of organisms we are going to call it as unicellular organisms. So they may be a mycelial, they may be mycelial, they may be mycelial, colonial, colonial means colony, and filamentous, filamentous in nature. So next to, they do not contain an organized nucleus, means as we are already discussed, do not having a, do not having a organized nucleus. So in order to that, the molar is the correct option for this question. Okay, this is the correct one. This is also eukaryotic. This is also eukaryote. This is also eukaryote. Means it is completely related to the prokaryotic one. So in order to that, so finally so correct option for this question. This is the second. C is the correct option for this question. Now I would like to move on another question. See, protist, or as we are already discussed about the protist. So first we shall see the protist. So protist, it is nothing but one kind of kingdom, right? So in five kingdom of classification, it is also one of the kingdom. So in protist, so Hackle is created protist kingdom. So Hackle, Hackle, Hackle. So here Hackle created kingdom Protista. Protista include, so not include, so especially in the kingdom Protista will be include unicellular eukaryotic. Most of the cells are unicellular. Unicellular, not most. Most of the almost unicellular and unicellular eukaryotic. Eukaryotic, eukaryotic microorganisms. Microorganisms will be included in this. So they have a typical eukaryotic structure. Membrane bounded cell organelles will be present. Okay. So here membrane bounded cell organelles. Membrane bounded cell organelles. Cell organelles are present. So what are different types of cell organelles? So, which we are already seeing in plant cell or animals. So many different varieties of cell organelles which are present. So either it may be mitochondria, next nucleus, next site of Golgi complex, so next centriole. These are the different cell organelles which are present, the chloroplast. So like that. So these membrane bounded organelles and nucleus will be present, especially in this particular one. So here the unicellular eukaryotic in nature, the microorganisms. So here the multicellular, it is wrong. Single-celled prokaryotes, it is also wrong. Single-celled karyote, okay, it is also wrong. The single-celled eukaryotes is a correct option for this question because of protistans are single-celled eukaryotic organisms. So in order to that, this is the correct option for this question. Okay. So now I would like to move on another question. Okay. So fourth question. So which of the following pigment is present in cyanobacteria? Cyanobacteria. It is also known as commonly the cyanobacteria. It is also commonly called as, sorry, the cyanobacteria also called as, also commonly called blue green algae. Blue green algae. So are the largest diverse group of photosynthetic bacteria. So it is nothing but one of the diverse photosynthetic bacteria. We can say that photosynthetic bacteria. Photosynthetic means light. By using light, they can able to synthesize their own food. The type of bacteria we are going to call it as photosynthetic bacteria. That is nothing but blue-green algae are also known as cyanobacteria. So the cyanobacteria will be having a chlorophyll A similar to the green plants. Okay, so they are having a some kind of pigment. What is pigment? The pigment is nothing but a color bearing substances. We are going to call it as a pigment. So those pigments will be present especially in the cyanobacteria. That is nothing but a pigment chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is present here. So that is similar to green plants, which is very similar to green plants or similar to higher plants. The first organisms have made to atmosphere, especially in this particular one. So they are having a photosynthetic capacity, and also they are having some kind of pigments. So usually the pigments like chlorophyll A, which is like similar to green plants. Okay. So here the option A is a correct option for this question. B is wrong. Chlorophyll D is wrong. C is wrong. So A is a correct option for this question. So now I would like to move on another question. See, which of the following is smallest living cell and can live without oxygen? And can live without oxygen. So smallest living organism, and then can live without oxygen. What they are telling here, smallest living cell along with without living oxygen. So the type of organism they are asking. So usually uh, without a cell wall. So the bacteria, especially without cell wall, which is having a which we are going to call it as a mycoplasm. So here the mycoplasm is nothing but a very smallest organism, as we all know that. Okay, solution for this question. Okay, so mycoplasm. What do you mean by mycoplasm? Are the simplest and smallest known. These are the very simplest and very smallest smallest known organism. So they are completely lack of cell wall. These mycoplasm will be having a lack of cell wall. Lack of cell wall. Lack of cell wall. And even though they can able to survive without oxygen also. Without oxygen. So the type of organisms we are going to call it as mycoplasm. So the mycoplasma, so usually this is a correct option for this question, even though they can able to survive without oxygen. So even though they are the very smallest living organism, not this mycorrhiza, next to trypanosoma is not, euglena is wrong option for this question. So option A is the correct option for this fifth question. Okay. So now I would like to move on another question. Okay. So you can see that sixth question. Which of the following process, which of the following processes are involved reproduction of protist? So usually the protist, in protist, yeah, as we are going to see the protistans reproduction. In protist reproduce by means of sexual and asexual type, sexual and also asexual type. They will reproduce by two different modes. So asexual occurs occurs through through see one by one. First, we'll come to know what do you mean by asexual and also sexual. Sexual means that means gametes. Gametes. So asexual means A means absent. What the thing is absent? So sexuals means what ma? Gametes. Okay. So gametes. So here absence of gametes we are going to call it as asexual type of reproduction. Okay. So remember very clearly. So here, so asexual occurs through by means of binary fission. binary fission occurs through binary fission in euglena. In case of euglena, the binary fission will take place. Next, budding, 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 and then sporulation, sporulation, and budding, sporulation, spore formation, and also cyst formation, cyst formation. Next, in sexual reproduction, fertilization occurs. Sexual type of reproduction, sexual type of reproduction, syngamy, syngamy. Syn means fusion. So what the fusion will take place? That is gametes. Gametes. So in order to that, shortly we are going to call it as syngamy. Fusion of gametes we are going to call it as syngamy. Just you have to remember. So here, whereas in case of this processes in the protistans reproduction, even though binary fission and also budding also takes place. Next to cell fusion and also zygote formation also takes place. Next to spore formation and also cyst formation also takes place. In order to that, the correct option is to be all of the above. This is the correct option for this question. So now I would like to move on another question. See, okay, this is the seventh question. See the seventh question. Which of the following pair come under the group of chrysophytes? So as we are already studied, we will know some little bit information. We will know some little bit information regarding the chrysophytes, right? So they are the one of the important chief producers of the ocean. So chrysophytes are the chrysophytes are the chrysophytes are the group of diatoms. Group of diatoms. Okay. May think all of you know that diatoms. Okay. Or golden algae. Golden algae. So that is desmites. Right. So the golden brown photosynthetic and also microscopic protist. So they are nothing but a photosynthetic, photosynthetic, and microscopic protist. Microscopic protistans. Protistans. So usually, so here the chrysophytes are also known as diatoms and also desmites. The option C is the correct option. Euglena and also Trypanosome is wrong. Goniolix and also desmites is wrong. So next diatoms and also euglena is wrong. The option C is the correct option for this question. Okay. So now I would like to tell this is the correct option for this question. Okay, for the seventh question. So I would like to move on next to next slide. See. So this is our eighth one. Which of the following is an example of amoeboid protozoans? So they're asking amoeboid protozoans. So we all know that amoeboid protozoans are organisms. So fresh water and also sea water and also moist soil. They are present in fresh water and moist soil. So usually they are nothing but a So entamoeba is nothing but a example for a amoeboid protozoan. Amoeboid protozoan, right? It is the best example for this. So even though Entamoeba histolytica, it will cause uh, disease in particularly the human beings. Entamoeba histolytica, human beings, it will cause some diseases. Even though at that time also we are going to study regarding that particular Entamoeba. Entamoeba histolytica, it is one of the amoeboid protozoan. So in order to that, so this is the correct option for this question. Goniolax is wrong. So paramecium is wrong. Even though it will also cause some disease in the human beings, even in the trypanosoma. So it is a wrong, but it is not a amoeboid protozoan. So these are all not amoeboid protozoan. The entamoeba is nothing but a amoeboid protozoan. Just you have to remember. So for that reason, so option D is the correct option for this question. Okay. So now I would like to move on another question. Okay. We will move on another question. Okay. This is the ninth question. See, which of the following is a parasitic fungi on mustard plant? So parasitic plant, parasite fungi, usually albugai is also one of the fungi. Puccini is also one of the fungi. Yeast is also fungi. So next Illigo. So these are all the fungi. Especially these fungi are present. Parasitic fungi in mustard belongs to class Phycomycetes. The albugo is nothing but one of the important fungi which will cause diseases to the plants. So in that particular one, albugo is albugo. That albugo is nothing but a parasitic fungi. One of the parasitic. It is one of the parasitic fungi. As we all know that it is one of the parasitic fungi, right? It is one of the parasitic fungi. So here in mustard plant, this Phycomycetes, this class is nothing but a Phycomycetes class. This albugo class is nothing but a Phycomycetes. The albugo will be included in the class Phycomycetes. So it is a kingdom fungi. So as we all see that parasitic, this particular one, albugo, for example, if any one of the leaf will be there in that particular plant, so on the surface, it is a small white powdery like surface will be accumulated on the surface of the leaf lamina or some other stem region or nodal region or anywhere. So it is a small powdery like and also small round shaped white patches will be appeared. So it's nothing but the activity of albugo species on the surface of the plant material, that is especially in mustard. So in order to that, this is also one of the correct option for this question to the ninth question. Okay, Puccini, it is nothing but a rust disease. So yeast is present, it is a unicellular organism. So in order to that, so this is also wrong option. This is also wrong. This is also wrong. This is the correct option for this question. Okay, I would like to move on another question. See. So which of the following is used to extensively in botanical, biochemical and genetic work? So below they have given four options. Extensively used biochemical and also genetic work. Which one we are going to use as a usually biochemical and also genetic work? The Neurospora. So the Neurospora we are going to use. Neurospora we are going to use as a biochemical, and also it is used for the genetic works also. So this Neurospora belongs to class Ascomycetes. It is one of the fungi which belongs to class Ascomycetes. Next to kingdom fungi. So it is extensively used in biochemical and also extensively used in biochemicals and genetical works. Biochemical and genetic works. So genetic works. That is nothing but a Neurospora is the correct option. Mucor is wrong. Alternaria is wrong. Agaricus is wrong. So thank you one and all once again. So I hope you all understood very well. Okay. Thank you one and once again. Thank you very much. Okay. So with this, I wanted to end this session. Thank you one and all.